going to do. We're inspired to bring this to you. And what we want to do is give you a step-by-step guide on how to purchase property in 90 days or less.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Well, Alicia's like, okay, got my hand up. I'm listening, Alicia. Go ahead. Give it to me.
Before we get started, and it's not about real estate, I just want to tell
No, it's all
everyone
right.
on the call, thank you for your encouragement last week. I took Antonio's advice and I started doing my fun fact, and I did it
Yep.
yesterday. And through Facebook suggestions, it said boost your post, boost your post. I'm like, yeah, right. You've been denying my ads. You're not gonna boost my post. But I went forward and I did it anyway. And they accepted my post of my fun
Look
fact.
at that.
And the
Look at
fun
that.
fact actually was my motto for my company, which is "We Care," and I did 3 minutes on what we care about. I don't know if that's why they posted it or what, but I just want to tell everyone thank you for encouraging me to get in front of the camera because I do not like it. I don't like it. I don't like it, but I did it, and it's helping my business to grow in some way, form, or fashion. I don't know. But I got my first approved post. So thank you for the encouragement, and thank you, Antonio, for the ideas. And I'm gonna work this thing out. I appreciate it.
You're very, very welcome. And she texted me yesterday, I believe. It was like, hey, I did it. I did it. And once again, I gave her a prompt response. I did. Coach Spencer was texting me too, so I'm glad for that as well. But Dale gives you clap emojis because he understands how to get his butt on camera too now. Gosh darn it. That boy was like, nope. I know success is over there, but I'm going to find a way to do it my own way, off camera. So he's getting it. He even moved. I watched this Sunday, y'all. He moved just a little bit. He moved his look. He put it in the chat before I could finish it. I watched. I alert too. I didn't even like it. I didn't even like the status. I watched. I said, let me see if he do. And the boy that came to the office, let me see if he do it. So yeah. He moved it back though. But you know what? Let me not do that. I'm very inspired. Okay, you inspire me with your moving. So good job there, which is a big deal. Very big deal. Proud of y'all. I just actually said it, right? But good deal. Good deal, y'all. Very, very good deal. Now, we want to give you a step-by-step guide to buying your first property. Or it don't have to be your first property. But you more than likely don't buy properties every 90 days. Now, I'm going to teach you we're going to go at it in a lot of different ways. It is how many things did I send you, Maurice? Because it's a lot.
It's about maybe
we're gonna
20 or so.
All right. So this is like 20 weeks. We're gonna spend the next 20 weeks step by step of how to get your property. And Adonia is getting ready to go buy billions of dollars of houses. She's out in some other state right now looking for real estate. She ain't slick. I know she looking at. Ain't she looking at real estate, Adonia? Don't lie to me. I know you is. I know you is.
I ain't telling.
Look, she acting like her daddy. Everything in real estate now. Yeah. She watched something on the news. Oh, I might need to go. They having a disaster over there. I bet you houses is cheap right now. Look at it. Good stuff. Anywho, today we're going to talk. I forget what it was.
90 days?
Selling the property. Yeah, selling the property in 90 days. So we're going to give you everything we possibly can about that. And then we're going to go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper each week, but we won't hold back. I'll start it off to throw some alley-oops real quick, briefly, and then we'll go back and forth. First off, you need to be in a 90-day mindset. Now, what do I mean by selling a house in 90 days? I mean from offer to close. You understand? Then like getting, offer, and then close. Or if you're flipping, offer, close, rehab, sale. Do you understand what I'm saying? We could talk both buy and hold and fix and flip, but mainly this should be a strategy for fixing and flipping. Mainly. Well, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that because I'm more of a buy and hold person. But nevertheless, from the moment Alicia say, I like that, all the way to Alicia gives it to Phil and Susan at a $45,000 profit, 90 days. Before I go deeper in that, Maurice, what would you think it's important to do this in 90 days and not 378?
Well, one reason is because this market is fluid and it's ever changing, and a lot can happen in 90 days. And for your money purposes, for one, time value versus money. You know, the longer your money sit out there, the more you lose. So when you turn, to turn over your money is quicker, you know, as quick as possible. You know, it's not like it's sitting in the bank, and the reason that you do real estate like that is because you may earn, let's say they give you 1% of your money sitting in the bank. If you take it and put it in real estate with a proven formula and a good formula, that's going to, a sound formula where you're not going to lose, that can take the place of that. So if that's the case, then it's the value of your money over a 90-day period versus it being held up for 390 days. You know, so that's one of the things. So the value of your money over time.
Yeah, no doubt. You got any more you can think of? You can give us. In fact, let me jump in and I'll let you give. Yeah, why would you want to tie up your money for 378 days, 390 days? Why would you do that? Your money is stuck.
Yep.
What happens if you get sick? The economy takes a downturn. Listen, y'all, do not freeze your money in stuck places.
Yeah.
Money means nothing if it's potential.
That's right.
If money is potential money, that ain't money.
That's right.
No.
It's a hallucination.
Yes. Do you want a potential man? You know, girl, he could potentially be faithful. Okay. That don't make no sense no more, huh? All right then. You don't want your wife to be potentially faithful, so you don't need your money to be potentially to make me money. Don't lock your money in potential at all. It's the last thing you want to do. You want to put your money in a vehicle and then get that money out that vehicle in 90 days. Is the formula we're going to put you on. So now I just introduced a new concept, vehicle. We'll talk about that here in a second. But did you have anything you want to add more to tying up your money or whatever you want to say from a broker perspective or just your personal experience?
Well, real estate is not really liquid, you know. So when you put it in there, you have to. It ain't as liquid, meaning you can't go get it that quick. You can't just go to an ATM or go to a bank teller and say, I don't want my money back. I need to put it over here. So you have to, you know, so that system that you employ or the system that you put together, we put together for 90 days. Had to be sure proof. So it's not as liquid, you know, you can't get it out as fast. So it becomes a polished, almost like how we're doing the classes, you know, you get better at it. You fumbling over the first, you become polished at the formula that you put in place. You know, it gets better and better. You know, that ain't something you want to fumble with. That's why you in the first place lose in the beginning. That's why you get the right people and employ the right people. Make sure that the individual that you put in place that's going to be advising you is someone that has done it before, that they have investment properties or have experience in that part of it. So, you know, almost like, you know, like I'm not going to go to Dunkin' Donuts and get an oil change. I'm not going to go to I'm going to get the right person that has experience with that, you know, not just because he's a real estate professional, you know, or just because he's an agent. And that's the other thing too. I think, you know, all agents are not created equal. So that, you know, make sure that, you know, you take charge of that. You take charge of the concept and the whole idea of it. Because a lot of times when you go into things that you're really not sure of and really don't know about, you tend to kind of sometimes, not everyone, but tend to kind of be shy away from taking ownership in a way and maybe giving, you know, more power to the other person than they should have. always remain in charge and always remain in control of what you're supposed to remain in control of. What's yours, especially when it's your money. You know what I mean? And I like how, as we get into some of the other, you know, training your realtor, but that's a whole nother class. We're going to get into another portion of it is, you know, taking charge of it. It's your money, you know, and that's how you become, you know, you put your spin on it, for lack of a better word. You know, you put your flavor into it. Okay, I don't know this portion of it, but I do know it's my money. I know what I want to see the outcome of. I'm engaging you, and we engage into a partnership for this process, and I need to get from that individual, you know, one, that he knows it, that he's done one before, and those are the questions that need to be asked. Have you done any flips before? Do you own any real estate before? You know, I mean, matter of fact, have you ever even been through the process of it? Because that's a big thing. Sometimes we don't know. Sometimes the person hasn't even been through the transaction. Going through a sale transaction can make the difference, you know, make a difference in the individual. So that's important, that the person that's on the other side that's holding your hand through it. And I liken it to this, is that the agent helps the buyer from one end of the transaction to the other end, and the broker helps the broker helps the agent. He coaches and guides the agent to the same thing. So, you know, going into with that mindset concept is that 90 days. I think I answered. Hopefully that was it.
No, you answered you did fantastic, and you made me say something. We'll talk about training your realtor in one of these. I think it's either the second or third one. Yeah, it's one of them. We'll talk about that for sure, because you're going to have to do that. But since he brought up realtors, I do want to let you know, just because a real estate agent is a real estate agent doesn't mean they know how to sell real estate. True. And I'm so sorry to say that. Right? I'm so sorry to say that they just came out of the kitchen and looked at me like, why would you say that? I'm sorry, Deanna. It's the truth, though. It's the truth. It's the truth. Coach, you want to say something?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Well, look, you got your mic working now. Hey, whatever you're doing now, it works just fine. Good stuff. Now, y'all should know. Am I telling you not to work with a beginning realtor? No, that's not what I'm saying. Just because everyone has to start somewhere. You understand? So I'm not telling you don't work with people. I am telling you school teaches you the concept of real estate.
True.
Then you got to go out there and actually sell it. Okay. Find the right deal and all sorts of stuff. And of course, the best deals are always the ones off the market from a highly motivated seller. But we'll talk about that too later on. But just know that your realtor may not be experienced, and that's okay. So I want to tell you two things about that. Find you an experienced real estate agent. Go do that. Or find you an inexperienced. I personally like inexperienced real estate agents. I do. I didn't know that until now. Of course, I want you to know something, but guess what? I'm training my real estate agent. You understand? So I'm not worried about your inexperience. What I'm more motivated is I get to mold you after my liking to do my type of deals.
Yep.
And that is more profitable to me because I know the skill sets I'm teaching you, you get to keep, and you get to go get more people like me, and that's valuable to you. Plus, you're going to get your commissions and stuff. And I also know that works out. You know, it just works out that way because I need to train my realtor. Now, I can't really do that much no more, Maurice, because I'm doing commercial now with the multi-units. And that really doesn't, everything I just said doesn't really apply with multi-units because you got to, in fact, won't you comment on that and then explain why a beginning realtor can't even do anything past 4 houses, I believe. At least in Texas, I believe. It's 4 units, four doors. And at least in Texas, I believe that's what it is. Okay, yeah.
That's nationwide. That's national. Yep.
Okay.
So as a real estate, residential and commercial and residential is 2 totally different animals, 2 different worlds too, for sure. Commercial is more cutthroat. bigger dollars is in it. So, and for national purposes, real estate, 1 to 4 units is the maximum amount that a real estate agent can sell. Anything beyond that, and this is for New Jersey licensees purposes, and Pennsylvania, anything beyond that, you have to have an attorney involved in it. So what happens is the transaction from the real estate professional side gets easier for you, for the agent, because technically all you're writing up is really what's called a letter of intent. When you get to the commercial side of it, you're writing up a letter of intent, and it's not necessarily a full-fledged contract, but you write up the letter of intent, and then technically you're handing the rest of the deal off to the attorney. They draft the contract, and then it goes into, the attorneys start to talk, and, they do the stuff that they do, and they get involved in the transaction and, go from there. But as residential agents, you're able to sell property from 1 single family up to 4 family and vacant lots. That's what a residential agent, the license is. That's to the extent of what the license allows for a residential agent, and that's for the state of. I'm going to venture to say that that's on a national, national. But I do know for certain. I'm going to say for certain for New Jersey and Pennsylvania, that's it. And Antonio just said for Texas as well. So 1 to 4 units. Yeah. And
I've never seen it anywhere else. Yeah, I've never seen it anywhere else, but I just know Texas for sure, and I feel comfortable saying that. Keep going.
No, that's it. And what was I gonna say? Oh, the other part of what comes into it is there's environmental tests, environmental things that go along with commercial real estate. There's other components that, it's a total different animal as it relates to real estate. Commercial real estate has its own language, it has its own language. So once you get licensed, so what you said earlier about school teaches you the concept, it's the theory of the test, and what you learn in real estate school is just enough to get you to pass the exam, to get the license and a piece of paper. Everything else is you're gonna learn when you get in it and you get in the trenches of it, and you get to your office and you start doing the deals. You start searching the deals out. You start, whether you're going to to your local tax assessor's office or wherever you're gonna find your deals, that's where you really find out your and with technology, the consumer will come more equipped, and sometimes it's better prepared than a real estate professional is. A lot of times, an informed consumer it's not the way it was. It used to be that you had to come to the agent to get to access the properties. Not no more. Not where you have, these different third party
Zillow,
all of Realtor.com, and that's even a whole nother thing in itself. Why that, but so you have a lot of access to information, and
the internet changed the game for real estate. It really did.
Sure. Access to property.
Yeah, no doubt. So that's that on the real estate side. Now back to the still on, but back to the 90 days.
Okay, thanks.
There is what you would call, y'all should write this down because most people don't know about it. Hypermarket, super hypermarkets. Hypermarkets, super hypermarkets. Do you suggest someone start with residential properties even though commercial is the real desire?
Start wherever you're comfortable at.
All right. He said start wherever you're comfortable at. Start wherever you're comfortable at. That's good advice.
Because it's a learn. You're going to learn either way. You have to learn commercial and you're going to have to learn residential.
Look, Grace in the background talking about that ain't your ass.
I know. Yeah.
It's not about me. No, you're right though. Start where you're comfortable. No. That is 100% solid advice. My advice is not in contradictory to that. It's not. It's just I am an aggressive 100. Like my financial goal drives my decision making. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. That is 100% solid advice. That advice will make you rich. At the end of the day, get started.
Yeah. That's it. There you go.
Right.
For sure.
I want y'all to receive all that. I do not want to. There's nothing I'm going to say next is going to be contradictory. It's not. I just want you to know that he is absolutely right. That being said, monitor your financial goal. What's your financial goal? Well, what's your financial goal? If your financial goal is in alignment with real estate agents, become an agent, and then get your broker. If your financial goal is like Maurice, then become an agent, then become a broker in 3 states. You get it? Maurice's goals are not in alignment with real estate agents. If they were, he'd be a real estate agent. You get what I'm saying? If he thought small like a real estate agent, and I don't mean that in a disrespect, I'm just like he has to think higher. That's why he's in a higher position. Is this fair, or do I sound this insensitive? Am I sounding? I'm not trying to sound insensitive. Just the lion in me is always insensitive. But it's just he has higher financial goals. Therefore, he thinks differently from a real estate agent. Me, I want to be $100 billionaire. So I'm gonna tell you, don't you buy nothing but luxury apartment complexes. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm gonna tell you. That's already cash flowing. You get it? That's what I'm gonna tell you. Now, did I start that way? No. I started with single family homes because I didn't have $100 billion aspirations in 2008. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I had get out the hood aspirations in 2008. Both. Well, in this case, we're saying the same thing. But anybody you go listen to, they're right. I can't stress this enough, y'all. All these mentors and gurus out there, they're right. Now, if they're working in the field, follow them. If they make their money through education, don't follow them. Just don't. I just wouldn't follow them. I would never follow someone that makes their money off education and not real estate. Everything I do gets funneled back into real estate. That's the real business. It's the real business. It is not this or whatever they award me for. That is not what I do. I can't stress this enough. I funnel money back to real estate. It's the only thing that gives you freedom. Well, it's not the only thing, but let me just say that real quick. Starting a business will not give you freedom. That's not true. It is a fallacy. Starting a business is the beginning of freedom. If you become a business owner, now you got to look at Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow quadrant for this. A business owner is on the right side of the quadrant. Starting a business then allows you to be an investor if you become a business owner. True freedom lies in having income-producing assets.
Yes, sir.
That give you consistent cash flow. I heard someone, I didn't say nothing, and because it wasn't my time to talk, but I heard someone say this is up and down. It doesn't have to be. Entrepreneurship doesn't have to be up and down. Small business doesn't have to be up and down. Real estate doesn't have to be up and down. Y'all, listen to me. Lean in and listen to me. They lied to us. They never taught us how to have predictable revenue. That's what I'm attempting to do. I'm trying to show you predictable revenue. It doesn't have to be up and down. Right. If I would have started, I got this all together now. I just built the damn thing backwards. I wish if I had a chance to do it again, I would have went with predictable revenue first, Alicia. They taught me go get money. They didn't teach me the power of monthly subscriptions. Mm. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They didn't teach me what's best, 1 door or 500 doors? 500 doors. You get it? What's best, making $10,000 off one product, coaching? This is why I don't coach. It's the wrong vehicle. for my financial goals. I start this company having $10,000. Hey, my coaching package, get $2,000, $5,000, whatever. But then that money would be gone invested in something. What's better? One person paying you $5,000 or 5,000 people paying you $1 a month?
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying, Alicia? This is real talk. I wish I would have started that way. I didn't, but I'm fixing that. You understand what I'm saying? I'm fixing that. Anyway, your 90 days. I would personally tell all of you to start off. In fact, I'm not the only person that would tell you this. I'm pretty sure Grant Cardone would say something similar because we got the same similar mindset. But we're both trying to. This guy's got 1.8 or 1.08 billion dollars of real estate under management, his own real estate. Okay, so I know he's going to say something similar to this if he hasn't already. I tell you, get $250,000 as fast as possible. Hook up with Maurice. Hey, Maurice, can I work with you for free, man? I just want. So what's your goal? I want $250,000. I need you to figure me how to get that. Yep, got it. That's why I'm Maurice. That's why I got him close to me, because I'm gonna do that for Maurice. Help me, somebody. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? He's out there being prominent, and I'm not out there. You understand? Mm-hmm. So I want to be out there, but I can't be out there. But he out there. So come here, let me make you a lot of money. So when I ask you for something, I qualify for it. All right. Boy, I just said something. Right? You get what I'm saying? I would tell you all, go get $250,000 and then take that $250,000 and then put it down, 25% down on $1 million already cash flowing apartment. That's what I would tell you. That's what I would tell you. The goal is, well, dang, Antonio, I ain't got the $250,000. Then that's where you do exactly what Maurice said. Okay. You start where you're starting, and then have him help you with a plan to flip all that to $250,000 cash flow, or maybe you can leverage $250,000 of your net worth if you got enough equity, and then use that as the collateral for the same apartment complex. Get it, Maurice? You want to add to that? Because that was fantastic.
No, that was really powerful. No, not much to add to, but yeah. So leverage it. You can use it to leverage. You can use that to leverage properties and use 250 to leverage and flip properties. Because if you find the right deal, when you leverage it, and if you can get it sold, if you have to start that way, starting with start on that level, finding some properties that you can flip to get to the bigger goal, So if, 250,000 is definitely, and depends on what market you're in too, because 250 in California ain't gonna be much, 250 maybe in New York ain't gonna
Well,
be
that's
much,
a good point. That was a really good point. You can tell I'm talking Texas talk. Yeah. Boy, you showed up. I know you listen to me like, boy, that ain't doing nothing for me over here. I'm right in the Bay Area. That ain't nothing but some bread. A loaf of bread, 250,000. Yeah.
Yep. So definitely, and depends on where state you're in. You can leverage that, and you can get a lot. 250 is a big space, and depends on the state you're in. So it really starts with doing your due diligence where you are, and coming up with a 90-day plan. And that 90-day plan is so key. That's the guiding point because in the foundation, if that's established early on and put together right now in the foundation, the 90-day plan, that will make everything so much easier. That 90 days is the goal to get this property in, get it in it, and get it going and get it out, and don't deviate from that. At least it's the goal. You might go 91 days, 92 days, or 89 days, but at the point, that's important component to have that 90 days, because you got a guide. It's almost like a business plan.
Which brings us back to supermarkets and hyper supermarkets. Yeah, but hypermarkets, there you go. And super hypermarkets, which brings us right back to there, full circle. As Donya said, very true. A hypermarket is a market in which houses are moving at within 90 days or less. Everybody got it? A hypermarket is when houses are moving in 90 days or less. Again, this is not new information. You've got, what's that guy name? I ain't want to. Anyways, there are people. Yeah. We want to be mentioned though. But there are people that teach this. Now, Maurice is getting ready to tell you how to find this out. 90 days is a hypermarket. A super hypermarket is houses that are moving in an area in 60 days or less. See, now I want y'all to process this information. I'm gonna explain this to you, and then I'm gonna throw Maurice the alley-oop because he has access to the MLS, and all his agents do. See, I can't go get this information for you. Maurice can. I don't think I pressed that point hard enough. I'm telling you, 60 days or less, 90 days or less. But don't ask me, because I'm going to have to go ask my agent, because my agent has access to the MLS to put in a search query to get this that Maurice will break down for you eloquently. I'm just telling you, don't go out there and say, hey, Antonio said do 90 days or less, 6 days or less. No, go do that. But don't go pick a house in a market that houses are not moving and expect to move that house in 90 days or less. You have to go to an area in which that's happening, which leads me to the last temporary point I'm making here. This is a non-emotional game.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yes, sir. Oh, that house is pretty. Don't get it then.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm saying something. I'm saying that's a nice, don't get it. If it looks nice, don't get it. It is overpriced.
Yep.
You ain't making no money. If you're in single family houses and you're trying to buy and hold, or well, let's stick with fix and flip. If you're attempting to fix and flip, you better get a distressed property.
True.
Maurice, you know what? You got a lot to put this down in chat for me real quick. He got a lot to explain because I'm just throwing alley-oops everywhere. He got 5 basketballs. Distressed properties.
Like the Harlem Globetrotters over here.
Yeah. Put distressed properties. They put using your real estate agent to search for your queries, you know, and run comps because he's gonna bring that in. There's no way because you got to anyway. He knows. Yes. Yeah, and then put zip code search because that's what's gonna happen for sure. But he knows though. He's gonna say it on his own. And then just do you put distressed properties? Mm-hmm. Okay, you put distressed properties. Okay, cool. All right, good. If it's in the chat, so you can go. You can look at the chat and remember what you're talking about. I want you to know. Oh, also, don't go out there and try to do a 90-day or less deal where houses are not moving in 90 days or less. Yes, it's the most. You fail if you don't. You fail, and most people don't know this. Most of you listening, well, statistically, the statistics would tell me most of you wouldn't know this because it's not what's taught, and it makes you, oh man, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna find a house. I'm gonna find somebody moving in 9 days. No, that's not how it works. Maurice, take it away because you got so much to say that you're going to be talking for quite some time. Like using it. Oh, put comps. No, did I say comps? Mm-hmm. All right, because all right. Go ahead, brother. It's too much, and this is coming back up later too in different weeks. Go ahead though.
No, yeah, you want it, man. So. One thing I want to just say earlier, you said something earlier about ways to find those properties. Join investment groups because they're out there. What do you call those groups? Meetups.
I don't even know what you call them. Yeah, meetups. Meetups, yep.
So, meetup. So,
plenty of email lists that you can join too to get emails. Yep.
Absolutely. Because those are where going to be especially now in the market. We are in a market where there's no inventory. Like there's no inventory. You can't find, so you got to find alternative ways. It just makes you creative. So now there's no real inventory where back prior to 2008, inventory was like ready. It was out there. You could just, find it. It was a lot easier accessible. However, That means that there's this shadow inventory that's being talked about in the real estate industry. Yeah, you hear that a lot. They say, oh, the shadow inventory should be coming out soon. Anytime you go to any trainings or any classes, I'm going to classes, they're always talking about, well, we're going to teach you about that. Be prepared for the shadow inventory they're about to be released. You know, all the inventory, because why? Because the numbers of loss that we see from 2008, when the market did what it did, we don't see the numbers. It don't match the number of properties that's on the market now. So there is really a real shallow inventory. The question is where it is, right? And what happens is you're going to find that, and that's where those investment groups come in at, because you'll find that some of those groups, they'll sell those properties off in bulks. I had a property that I was working with in my prop preservation, and I was doing the property preservation, and I had it listed and everything. So what happened was they ended up selling the property in a bulk. So my point is that there's other alternative sources to find those properties. One of them will be definitely meetups, joint investment groups, any groups that are in your area that will find, because there's a group of individuals out there that know, look, you don't have access to the properties that's coming to the market or prior to coming to the market. And a lot of times, by the time you get to the MLS, it's already been through that phase. So find your investment groups and join those meetup groups and all those individuals that are doing it. Even if you haven't done it for the first time and haven't done it, join that group and just sit back and listen and go to them. You'll find them at real estate offices. They'll have an office will hold the group there. Especially if I'm trying to get property management, why wouldn't I open up my office to a group of people that's buying real estate? Come use my space and hold your meeting there anytime you want, because there's a group of landlords there, investors there, people that want it. So there's somebody that's going to be there that really complements your business. So maybe go to that real estate office where the meetup, where the investment groups are. The question on would I buy, don't, if the property looks good, don't buy it. And would I
hold on, do me a favor before you go there. Can you break down, because you set yourself up for greatness, how I can say, hey, real estate agent, can you use the MLS? And I'm looking for 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and can you find for me where houses are moving at in 60 days or less or 90 days or less? And then here are some zip codes or whatever like that. Can you break down the how you guys go into your MLS and do the little query search that y'all do?
So, and it's almost accessible to the public too, if you know how. So what we do is you go in the MLS, you come to me and say, look, I'm looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet minimum, you know, newer home that is, I don't want something too dated, you know, but those are really the 4 components that we look for.
That's right. I forgot about the date too. Yep. Yeah. Not after X date. Yep.
Yep. And one of the reasons is because of the lead-based paint. So any properties built after 1978, that's another step in the sale, you know, another step in the process. So a lot of times people want stuff, you know, they'll just say, make sure it's after 1980 or not after 1985, you know, 1985. So what we do is we put in there, you tell me, so if you brought me your property, the first step I do is I pull a tax record first to make sure that you own it. Pull the tax records, and I go on primary information. You're surprised, man. Some stuff that come up. I don't know.
That's facts, though. You gotta make sure you own it. That's facts.
Then because then the tax record is going to give you factual data. You know, it's going to give you the actual square footage, the actual year it was built. It depends on where you at. You know, the more factual, the more data you get. New Jersey tax records is horrible, man. You know, it's like bare minimum. You don't get much of nothing, you know, with the tax records. But you almost kind of got to go down there and get that. Pennsylvania kind of give you down to the bedroom square footage and everything. Now, part of that is because the way they raise your taxes is based on what you do in the property. So when you pull a permit, that raises your taxes. That's another conversation, but I just wanted to just throw that out there, right? But we go on the system. You say, all right, I want to put my house on the market and see what. Now you're an investor. Now you at the 90-day period. You at the point where you offload this property. You got the property. You did the repairs, and now you're ready to cash in and sell it. So you did, let's say you did steps A through G, which is got the property, got it at the right amount of money, you purchased it right, you in a position, you met your budget for repairs, and you did it, you below budget, okay, so you're gonna make a little more than what you thought, and now you're at the point, and I'm going to a real estate professional, and I'm gonna say, all right, now this is what I need for you to tell me the value of my property. How much is my house worth? And so we go into the property, we put your property in, the subject property. Your property has 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. It's 1,200 square feet. It's built in 1990. And the style of home. So it's a colonial home, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, built in 1990, and it has 1,500 square feet. So what we do is we put in our search query, I'm gonna put in 3 to 4 bedrooms, 1 to 3 baths, 1,000 to 1,600 square feet, built in, all colonials though, built in between 1985 and 1995. 90% of the time, your property is going to come back, and it's going to tell you every colonial that's sold within the last 3 months, and you put in a 3-month period search, not 6-month search, and you put in your 3-month search, and it pulls back your the actual property, that your property, which is your property, will come up in that search, and that's what that's how we come up with it. And what the important part is what's sold, because people will put it on the market, put the properties on the market for anything, and what you're looking for is what's sold and when. So
facts, and 3 of them, and 3 of them too. Yes. Basically, so you might want to. Well, actually, you had so much to cover. Keep going. Keep going through your list. Because we're gonna come back to that anyway. How to do cups and stuff anyway. So okay. We can't do it at this.
So just a couple of things is worst house on the block. You want to buy the worst house on the best block. Don't go for properties that, that look good. Don't go for property. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. Most of the time, your first one going to be emotional for you. I know I know you're going to feel some type of way about your first one. When they tear that doorknob off that you just bought, and the carpet don't look the same if you put a tenant in there, and that's if you hold it, but you're going to be emotional. There's going to be some emotions to that first one that you buy. So the process of working through it really works that emotion out of it. So buying a property, and don't look at it as a lot of times you go into, I wouldn't live on this block, so I wouldn't buy this property. And you want to let the data dictate whether or not you're going to buy that property in that area or not, because if it says that place is renting, it's a high turnover rate, or that place can be rented in that area, because you have to think for the person buying the property from you, because it might be, you may be a homeowner. Somebody else may be willing to buy in that area. So I just wanted to say, buy the worst house on the best block. Distressed properties and just the comps are the most valuable in this whole process. And comps is the comparables of the property, comparing that property to your property. The comparable of it. The comps. You're comparing apples to apples. You're comparing a Cape Cod to a Cape Cod. You can't compare, just because it's on the same block. That doesn't matter. It has to be a colonial with 3 bedrooms or close to it, or a 4 bedrooms, or the like for like. And sometimes there's adjustments that could be made, So there's adjustments so if you find one that you can't find, a 4 bedroom, you happen to find a 3 bedroom, you deduct $7,000 for a bedroom. And there's numbers you may deduct. You just can't find the exact house. So there's deductions and there's ways, and that's what the real estate agent would do for you. And that's where he come in handy to help you to, come up with your number. And you'll get skilled at that also the more you do it. So, and taking, but the most important is finding out the area and making sure that the area, homes are moving in that area, like you said, Antonio. But I think I covered each point.
No, yeah, definitely. What else? 90 days. This is all intro. Well, yeah, I guess it really is intro stuff. I don't think I got nothing else on this one, because I know what the script is. Because we're coming back to everything. What are we talking about next? Next is get a realtor to pull REOs for me. So I've tried not to, because we're gonna do the whole process, right, Adonia? We're gonna do that next week, and I don't want to do it this week and be like, all right, well, so, yeah, this is, you need to know all this. What else? Is there anything else? Well, Adonia, you're a professional. You got that professional, and you about to buy real big too. All right. Them curls gonna get extra curly. Yes. She saying nothing changed with the price of my shoes, honey. That's it. I know that's right. You keep that saying. That was hot. I just made it off the top of my head, but that was hot though. Anything? Can you think of something, Adonia? That, let's see, 90 that we leaving out for this intro section, 90 days. I really gave you everything I had for this, without going into what we're talking about next week. So you should all research what REO is. Well,
research your area.
Real estate. Yeah. Research area.
REO.
Real estate owned. Yeah. And then, you know what, zip codes, you should really target, well, not really. Well, you can. There's a zip code is a great strategy. You can. Disasters are fantastic for real estate. Well, for the way we're teaching you real estate, disasters are fantastic. Yep. When Hurricane Harvey came through and flooded everything, that was bad. 2 sets of carbon-based creatures benefited: mosquitoes and real estate investors. Okay. It was abundant season for mosquitoes and real estate investors. I'm dead serious, and I'm not even sure if at the time there was 2 different types of creatures. They might have been one and the same. It might have been one and the same. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Because because typically someone like me, and I'll teach you this, I'll make a all cash offer, but it'd be 65 cents on a dollar. So I have to have the right real estate agent that's brave enough to make those kind of offers, because those are low offers. Do you understand? They're not disrespectful low. They are investor low. See, this is where you can't get emotional. You can't get emotional with this. They are investor low. You can't get emotional with this. And you gotta have to have the right agent that's not worried about their reputation and all that stuff, because I'm an investor. I'm not buying from Mary Ann because how serious she is about this house. I don't care. It's an opportunity for me. It's 15 years of memories for you. Mm-hmm. You understand? For me, it is, it's just cash flow. It's cash flow. Okay, the way you done it. So anyway, we get to that. Anything you want to add, brother? Because I'm done.
No, yeah, just in the areas of development. So next to disasters, you look at gentrification, and that's a whole nother conversation. And other areas where development is going on, you want to buy around those areas, because a lot of times where the gentrification is going, a lot of times those areas that stuff has been carved out, and that a lot of times that's been targeted and slated 10, 20 years ago that this is going to be happening, and it's already so. You definitely want to check your city hall, whatever area is, and see what they got in the plan of development. What's happening in your city hall, to see what they got on the path of development and what areas. So if they're saying, hey, I got this area slated, we look like we're gonna rebuild this block and make it this way and that way. So guess where your search should be? Probably going to be somewhere around within the 3-4 block radius of where they're going to build that, because there's going to be some properties there that they haven't sold. Some that So those are areas also where you can find good deals, especially to get started. You may find some deals, and there's some creative ways to get into it, but that's a good way to use that 250 wisely. Use that 250 and go in and offer cash. Offer cash is king. You can offer 65 cents on a dollar when I can close in a week. I'll close this for you in 3 days if it's the right numbers, after it went through my process, your process, you know, your 90-day process, and you'll set up a system to make sure that the value's there, you know, and then once the value's there, you know that on the end game, you're good. So, okay, I can't offer no more than this. You know, you have, and part of your team is you're going to need a contractor, you know, someone that's going to do, you know, look at the property and assess it. And you'll get so good at it at a certain point, you'll be able to tell by looking at the property how much you're going to have to put into it, you know, versus,
Facts.
yeah, you'll look at it and you'll be able to see that from without even some sight unseen, you know, and you can look at the property and because you know the area so well. So you got to definitely the area, you should own that area where you're going to buy. You should know almost everything about that area that you're looking into. If it's an area that you want to invest in, you want to know everything on everything about who it is and be on a one first name basis, probably with, you know, City Hall, if it's via phone or, you know, information, because that's going to be what make you win, and knowing what's going on, especially if it's in the path of development. You know, if it's in the path of development, that's going to be the key thing, you know. So that's next best thing to a disaster area is the area that they're building up in. That's being built up in, you know. Yeah, that's it for that. You know, like definitely you can buy in the areas that's being built.
That's it. Well, we caught the meat off the bones on this one. That works, ladies and gentlemen. It's ATS Real Estate. Maurice, if you're ever in, tell us what states you're brokering in.
New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and I got my test scheduled for Michigan. I'll be having a Michigan license and probably, I think I mentioned that soon. So yeah, I got to go take the exam. I'll be in Michigan soon. Don't sleep on Ohio and don't sleep on Michigan, y'all. I'm telling you, take a look at those areas. Ohio and Michigan are areas because in Ohio, there's rents. The property values you still can get properties at a good price. But the best part about Ohio is their rents are like you can still get good rents. So you can get a property, 3 or 4 multi-unit properties in Ohio, and it cash flows. Like you walk into those properties cash flowing. So don't be afraid to look in other areas because you can always hire a property manager, you know? So you can always find the property manager and don't look at it like, well, what am I gonna do? I'm way this way, I'm way over here. I own in Michigan. You know, I own some stuff in Michigan and, you know, buy. You can get stuff. I'm not saying that just to say it because I own, but I'm just saying that it's hours away, you know, and you can hire a property manager there to do the work, you know, to get stuff. And, you know, there's whole blocks in Michigan. There's whole blocks. Like you can ride down a whole block and see fire here, abandoned, it's standing still, brick, solid brick. You can't really tell what's going on with it. You don't know what it looks like on the inside. You get inside and you might find that it's a whole house still put together, you know, well, I mean, it's like just like that. You can walk in some of these homes and it's like, wow. So, but why is that important? I don't want to go to Michigan yet. The media tell you, yes, Michigan, Detroit is, don't go to Harris, the water.
That's exactly why you want to go.
That's exactly why you want to go. You know, ain't no, that waterway was important back in the day. That river was as important back then as it is now. So that river and, you know, so that there's, you know, so like doing the research and finding out, you know, about these cities, but Michigan and Ohio are very good places to get into something and apply your same system, you know, making sure that the individual knows that area. And, you know, those are 2.2 that I wanted to drop out there to you just to research and look at. You can still get into properties for $5,000 in Michigan. A whole house,
look at that.
$5,000. You know, so 250 can go a long way. You can buy a block for 250 in Michigan. Whole block is yours. And then they'll give you the blocks next to it for $1,000. Not the block, but the lot. If there's a lot next to your house and you own the house, you get first dibs. They almost want to give it to you. There's so many thousands of homes that's owned there. And if you go there with the right system and the right plan, and you know, it's almost like it's open season. So this 90-day plan can put you in a position to do that anywhere, in any city, if put together. You know, if a system is put together, you can take that system with you and go anywhere and make it work, you know, and make it work for you in a way that, because, you know, these cities are not into holding property. They want someone like you and I to come in there and say, okay, what's your plan? Here's how I'm going to get these properties. Why? Because they want them to come back to the tax rolls. So don't you think if I go to the city and say, look, give me this block of properties here. Give me 6 months, 10 months, 12 months. I'm going to return them back to you. and they're gonna be back on your tax rolls. You're gonna pay taxes. It's sitting there for them right now. It's sitting, they ain't making them no money. You know what I mean? So those are just, ways to get into it big, in a big way. Not no little, small, small. It starts with one, of course. But, you can pool your resources like we do. We pool our resources with what we know and come together. And the same thing can apply, with investments and stuff like that. So I just wanted to throw that out there for those 2 states that I know for certain.
No, that was good. That was absolutely good. Michelle G in chat said, come to Kansas City, Missouri. And if they scan you from a place, that's where exactly you should probably go.
Definitely right.
Right? The media is a for-profit place to, anyway, let me not do that during this call. Yeah, I know how I get on my little woke moments. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Sure appreciate you, Adonia. I thought you was out of town somewhere. I thought you was in Atlanta or something. You in Cali. Where's you? I thought you was gone.
On my way. Got to get my money first. I got some money coming in my account. I'm getting ready to collect my money. And I'm going.
Got you. All right. I hit you. I understand. All right. She waiting on them billions of dollars to hit her account. Yes, Justin said, all right, Liddell, do you have property list to email you? How are you asking that? Like, do I have a property list, or do you want to get on? Oh, Maurice, can you send him? Can you get with him? Justin wants to know if you have a property list.
Sure, I can direct you.
You can
where?
Send them if they want to join. I tell you what, put your email out there, and you know what? Put your email out there publicly, and put it in chat, because this is going to be played on podcasts and stuff too. You might as well have the whole world emailing you. Y'all email Maurice.
Maurice,
I don't want no part of it.
MauriceMuhammad.com. So MauriCe, and I'll put it in the chat. Maurice at MauriceMuhammad.com.
Now, there's a couple of different ways to spell Muhammad. So
that's right. Muhammad. Yeah. Maurice at Muhammad.com. So MAUR.
Right.
Yep. I'm gonna type it in the chat right now too.
There it is. His first name at firstandlastname.com. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect. So y'all email him. Use the subject title property list. There you go. Make it easier for him. Subject title property list.
Put your state too.
And your state. Yeah, that's probably going to be important, since America has sovereign states. That's probably going to be important. Yeah, definitely. Cool. Well, then there we go. Look at that. Free leads. Boy, I'll tell you. That's what happens when you get with Antonio T. Smith Jr. Because I don't want none of them. I don't want none of them. I got different kind of leads. I just want luxury apartments. You understand? I want one building, 450 units. And then ultimately I want to be buying downtown buildings and stuff too. Anyway, let me not put that information out there just yet. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and we do appreciate you. Email Maurice at MauriceMuhammad.com for you to be able to join a list, and you'll get emails constantly. And join a list, and then let him start mentoring you, and maybe you all can get connected, or maybe you can be a watchdog. Maybe you could be someone, I forget what you call it, but someone that finds a property for him, and if he closes, maybe you can get a few $1,000s for finder's fee. And surely ain't nobody here got a problem with a few $1,000. Even a few $100.
That's right.
Yeah, a few $100 for using your thumbs. I'll take that every day, all day. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I have a radio show here in the next 24 minutes, but we are so grateful for you. Adonia, your necklaces are always on point, as always. Coach, we'll talk to you next time you talk to Deanna. Alicia, appreciate you. All of you, thank you for crying off your lashes in the last segment. We are so grateful for all of you. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can play it better. You can dominate. Love you more, Phil. See you later for all the other stuff later today. All right,
Yes.
everybody.